Welcome to Thai Movie Recap. Tonight, we go somewhere dark, somewhere lonely, a world where love feels like a fever dream, and death is just another way of being remembered. This is The Last Summer, a film that doesn't scream horror, it whispers it. Every frame soaked in blue, every silence heavy with fear, and every glance between two boys filled with something dangerous. Our story begins with Tam, a quiet, fragile boy, bullied at school, ignored at home, and fading slowly into the background of his own life. Until one evening, he meets Phum, a mysterious boy who claims to live in an abandoned house by the edge of a swamp. What starts as a secret romance becomes something far darker, because in that house, the walls remember everything, and the water never lets go of what's been drowned. So tonight, turn off the lights, let the blue surround you, and listen closely, because the Blue Hour isn't just about ghosts. It's about the ones we carry inside. It always starts with water. In The Last Summer, water isn't just a reflection, it's a mirror. It shows what we don't want to see. And for Tam, our lonely protagonist, it shows everything he's been running from. Tam is 17, quiet, polite, the kind of boy teachers forget to call on. He spends his days at a strict all-boys school, where he's constantly bullied, not just for being different, but for looking like he's hiding something. Bully number 1. Hey Tam, what's that bruise on your neck? Got a ghost girlfriend? Bully number 2. Or maybe it's a boyfriend this time. They push him, humiliate him, and film it with their phones, because cruelty in high school is entertainment. Tam never fights back. He just stares at the ground until the laughter fades. When he gets home, his mother barely looks up from her chores. His younger brother plays video games in the next room. His father? Absent. And even when he's there, it's as if he isn't. Tam's world feels blue, not just in color, but in temperature. Cold, empty, and utterly still. Then, one night, while scrolling through messages, he gets a text. A stranger. Username, Phum. Message, do you believe in ghosts? Tam doesn't reply at first, but curiosity and loneliness always win in the end. Tam, typing. Why? Phum, because I live with one. Phum invites him to meet at an abandoned house near the train tracks. Tam hesitates, but that emptiness inside him pulls him there. Host, lower tone. And so begins the night that changes everything. Tam arrives at the house just before sunset. It's quiet, too quiet. Grass has grown over the gate and the walls are cracked like dry skin. Inside, the air feels heavy. The blue light of dusk seeps through the broken glass, painting the room with shadows. And there, standing by the window, is Phum. Distant thunder. He's older, maybe a year or two. Thin, pale, with eyes that seem to hold too much sadness. Phum, you came. Tam, I wanted to see if you were real. Phum smiles faintly. Real enough. They talk for hours, about ghosts, school, the feeling of being invisible. Phum listens like no one ever has, and for the first time in a long time, Tam feels seen. Phum tells him about the swamp behind the house. He says people dump bodies there, that sometimes, at night, you can see faces in the water. Phum, whispering, but if you stay quiet, they won't notice you. And Tam doesn't know if he's joking or confessing something real, because the Blue Hour never tells you what's true. It just lets you drown in the question. Days pass. Tam keeps going back. Each visit feels more like a dream. Phum shows him rooms filled with old furniture, a rusted bed frame, and photographs stained by humidity. Tam, did you really live here? Phum, I still do. Tam laughs nervously, but the way Phum says it, it doesn't sound like a metaphor. Each day, Tam returns to that house. Each time, the air feels colder, the light bluer. It's as if the world outside fades and only this place remains. Sometimes Phum is waiting at the gate. Sometimes he's already inside. And sometimes Tam walks in alone and finds Phum standing behind him. Phum, do you like it here? Tam, it's quiet. Phum, smiling. That's why the dead stay. They spend their days exploring. Behind the house, a swamp, black water stretching into the trees, and floating on its surface, a thin mist, like breath from another world. Phum tells him stories, about the family who lived there, about the boy who disappeared, about the neighbors who heard crying at night. Phum, they say he drowned himself, but I think the house didn't let him leave. Pause. Distant train horn echoes once. Tam listens, sometimes afraid, sometimes comforted, because even fear feels like connection, and that's something he hasn't felt in a long time. Then one night, Phum asks him to swim in the swamp. Tam, nervous laugh. Are you serious? That water's black. Phum, don't be scared. It's only dark because it's deep. Tam steps in. The water clings to his skin like oil. It's cold, too cold for summer. He follows Phum deeper until the light disappears completely. He feels something brush his leg. He looks down, but the bottom is gone. Tam panics. He reaches for Phum, but Phum isn't there. Only the reflection of his own face rippling in the black water. When he crawls back to the edge, Phum is waiting, dry and calm. Tam, shivering. How did you didn't come in? Phum, soft smile. I told you, I live here. It's here that the blue hour begins to shift. The line between dream and nightmare blurs, and the film's horror comes not from ghosts, but from the possibility that Phum might be one. Tam keeps returning, but something's wrong. He starts seeing shadows in his own house, wet footprints leading from the bathroom to his room. He hears his name whispered from the drain, voice distorted. Tam. His mother scolds him for being distracted, for wasting time with nonsense. She doesn't notice his pale skin, his sleepless eyes, but she does notice the smell. Mother. Tam, did you spill something? It smells like the river. One night, Phum shows him a back room, a place he's never entered before. There's an old bed, chains on the floor, and a broken photograph frame on the wall. Phum. They kept me here. Until I stopped breathing, Tom doesn't know if Phum is serious. But he touches his shoulder and it's cold. So cold that Tom pulls back instinctively. Tom. You're freezing. Phum smiles faintly. That's just how I am. Outside, the rain starts. The blue of the world deepens as if night has swallowed everything. They sit together in silence. And Tom, for the first time, feels peace. Because even if Phum is a ghost, he's the only one who sees him. But peace never lasts. The next day, at school, Tom collapses in the bathroom. When he opens his eyes, his uniform is soaked. The floor is wet, and in the mirror behind him, Phum is standing. You said you'd come back. Tam, I did. He runs, out of the school, through the rain, back to the house. But when he arrives, it's empty. The door locked. The windows sealed with boards. The house is gone. Tam begins to lose time. He wakes up in places he doesn't remember going. He dreams of the swamp, and every time, Phum is there, calling him deeper. It's okay, Tam. You're safe here. No one will hurt you again. Tam's bruises, from bullying, from the past, they start to fade. But something else appears. Marks on his arms, like rope burns. He can't explain them. His mother finds his wet clothes again. This time, she looks terrified. Tam, you didn't go back there, did you? That house burned down years ago. That's when Tam realizes he's been visiting a ruin that shouldn't exist. He returns again anyway, because he can't stop. Because something in that house feels more real than his own life. Inside, he finds Phum waiting, as if no time has passed. Tam, you're not real. Phum, then why can you feel me? Phum steps closer, touches Tam's face. For a second, Tam feels warmth, then cold spreading through his veins. The room melts into darkness. Water rises, and Phum whispers, Phum, it's time to come home. In Thai, last summer refers to that moment between day and night, when light and dark blur and the world forgets which one it belongs to. For Tam, that's where he is now. Not alive, not dead, just suspended, in blue. He sees memories, his father hitting him, his mother crying, the boys laughing, and Phum, always there, watching. Then he opens his eyes. He's lying by the swamp, alone, the sky gray, his skin pale. He stands, but his reflection doesn't move. That's when he understands. He's been dead since that summer. Maybe since the first time he entered the house. Maybe even before. Phum wasn't haunting him. They were haunting each other. In The Last Summer, there's no clear ending. Tam's body might be found by the swamp, or maybe he walks away, forever trapped between the living and the dead. But the horror isn't in what happens. It's in what it means. Because Tam's ghost isn't a monster. It's his grief, his shame, his need to be seen by someone, anyone. Phum gave him that, even if it cost him everything. The film leaves us with one image. A boy standing at the edge of a swamp, bathed in blue light, smiling faintly, as if he finally understands that death isn't the end. It's just where loneliness stops hurting. So maybe the real ghost in the blue hour isn't Phum or Tam. It's us. The ones who watch and recognize a piece of ourselves in their sadness. Because deep down, we all have a place we never left. A memory, a regret, a summer, where we died just a little and never came back. You've been listening to Thai Movie Recap. This was last summer, 2015. That summer, I died. Thank you for listening to Thai Movie Review and Spoil. This was a heavy one, a story that leaves you with a lot to think about. What are your thoughts on the film? Which scene has stayed with you all these years? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. That's all the time we have for today. Until next time, goodbye.